Child of mine, don't you go down that road. I told you so. I lived for 200 years and nothing ever changes. But my son, if you don't listen to me, you're gonna meet an early death, and I promise you won't regret not knowing what I told you so. Yesterday I was a young man. Yesterday I was a young man. Now I'm on my knees praying to gods I never see. Foolish me, this life of sin. I tell you, boy, don't go down. But come on and meet the items of interest, points and propaganda, points and propaganda. Yeah, you're right. Well, I want you to sit down with me. He said the puns and propaganda is free. Welcome to the show. It's just me now. Well,
Hi.
that's that.
Hi.
Hi! How did you get here? You always intruding on me and my indulgence and personal pleasures. How are you?
I almost got trampled to death. There's 50 women waiting for you outside. It's really bad.
Really?
Yeah, I almost
That
died.
scares me.
I almost died. Two of them, I think, were about 200 pounds. It was bad.
Yeah, now you're talking real talk. I'm sure that they all showed up in the El Camino as well, right?
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
No.
They don't have that kind of class?
No, they don't have that kind of class. Only I have that kind of class.
Yeah, you can only
I
buy
have
that kind of
it because I want a drug vehicle. I
class.
want a
Bro,
drug
you're gonna look
cartel
like
vehicle.
the baddest motherfucker
Like
in
an
town,
FP.
and we're gonna make it happen one way or another.
Right, preferably black, but it doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to
And
be.
purple sunglasses.
Purple. I want purple tinted glasses. That's what I
The
want.
thing is I got these are prescription glasses, and it's already causing trouble. But
Okay.
I actually like them. I don't give a fuck. Yes, it was a weird buy.
What do you mean cause trouble?
They're like, I can't see your eyes. I said, you didn't like my eyes when you could see them, motherfucker. Because they were always fucking staring at daggers at you, but,
Mister, could you slightly move to my right?
Yes.
Please.
To your right?
Please, yeah, my right here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. This is the good shit. This is the one that's not gonna kill me. Man, we have a chair problem in this house.
It's much better.
I need to invest in chairs because little do you know, I'm horrible with furniture, chairs, beds. Because
Oh my
I tend
gosh, I
to
know.
wear them the fuck out really quick.
You're so
Because I
messy.
stand on them, I jump on them.
You're very messy too. Yeah, and you
And
destroy
you would think almost
everything.
40 years old you'd stop jumping on furniture. But guess what? Ignorance is bliss.
Destroy everything.
I get excited.
And your mother loves it, and so do I.
I get excited.
We love it.
But, you know,
Love it.
We live in life in the fast lane. And that's very useful in these times because everybody's fat, ugly, and stupid.
Mister, I
So
noticed.
you need to charge them up a
Sure.
little bit. But you know, these guys out there, man, there's people out there fighting, you know, they fighting the good fight, man.
Mister,
But
I
it's
noticed
not too
that
many.
your hair is in your face and it's very nice, but yes, okay.
Shit. Now
It's
you,
very nice.
now
It's
you,
cute.
now you're fucking on my case.
No, I'm not.
This is the way I look.
No, I'm just saying that you had it
If
in
I
your
got
face.
heavy eyes, it's because I've been busy,
No,
motherfucker.
I didn't
Don't
say
worry
anything
about what I smell like. It's like, man, I knew this day was coming.
I just
They
said.
getting hardcore on the rules, but I lived hard for about 2 years.
I just said your
but
hair
we
was
got
in
a
your
magazine,
face.
we got shows
That's
going,
all
we got
I
all kind
said.
of shit coming out. You have no idea.
I just wanted to see your face.
I ain't even talking about it. Hey, good looking. You know, I got
What's
caught up in
wrong
your
with-
good looks so much.
Do I really look that good? Sometimes I think I look scary.
I can smell you.
Like sometimes I think I look like I'm on drugs.
It's like butterscotch.
'Cause I have
and
too
cotton
much
candy.
energy.
I'm telling you.
I have too much
I'm
energy.
telling you. You got it going on, sister girl. You got those rosy cheeks.
Rosy cheeks.
Yeah, you got that classic look, and they ain't no father to your style.
I don't look ugly as shit
Man, no,
to you.
fuck. You think I fuck
I
around
think
with
I
some
look
bone
hot as-
banged up bitches?
I'm hot as fuck.
Hot as fuck.
I think
And
I look
there's
hot.
a thing though I want to talk to you about. It's called items of interest,
Right.
poems, and propaganda.
Right.
Have you heard of it?
I have.
Have you?
I guess. Yeah,
Where'd
I
you
think I
hear
have.
about it?
I don't know.
And
I don't take my medication
I'll
anymore.
start out with something a little light here. The war on drugs, told to you by a drunk. Episode 1, and you're looking at it. THC has been combating with the free market of Delta 8. It is a new strain that is legal, but they find that people's getting fucked up far more than THC itself. But the thing is, it's a derivative from hemp style. And now that
Right.
the drug people are like, we got to put a stop to this, but
Okay.
but you fought a war for 20 years in a foreign country and failed.
Yeah.
And you fought a war on drugs since I was born, 1980, Reagan.
Yeah.
Another failed war.
Yeah.
And you're worried about what I'm doing in my free time? I'm worried about what you're doing in your fucking free time.
Oh, I know.
I'm worried about what you're doing in your bathroom,
Yep.
in your house, behind closed doors.
Yep.
Man, me and my father never got along, but he told me one important thing he learned when he was a police officer. He said, what you find out, what these important people are doing behind their doors is far worse
Yes.
than
Yes, it is.
any guy just standing on the corner smoking a joint. He
Yep.
said, but they fucking attacked them. But he said he got fired because he found out that it's corrupt.
Yes, correct.
It's fuck, and he didn't get into it for that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he really believed in the law, and that's why he lost his job.
Right.
But he said when he kicked down the doors of a fucking court,
Yes.
Supreme Court motherfucker, and went up there, and he said, because I know what they're doing, so I go in there and I bust them.
Right.
And they said, well, you can't do that.
Right.
I said, but they're taking, they dealing the drugs.
Right.
So they can lock up black people and shit, and poor people. And that he told me that's what they do.
Yes. That's right.
And when he found that out, he tried to bring them down, and they fired him.
Yes.
Because they were corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he told me as a young boy, I said he wouldn't let me become, but I don't think that was the right thing to do.
No.
Because I would have done the same thing, but I would have been like, hey, motherfucker, pow, pow! Pow!
Okay.
I would have brought nunchucks to the game. I'd be like, I'm taking all you bitches to the Supreme Court.
Right.
Fight the power.
Right.
He don't have that drive.
Right.
But I guess that's why it's probably better that I did what he said. Because I bet, man, it would have been so much trouble. Because that's exactly how I go. I'm like, who said what? Who hurt you? Who? I'm going to the house tonight.
Right.
And I'm going to set it on fire.
Scary.
And then I'm going to write a report about it.
It's so
And say I was
scary.
never there.
Very scary.
Well, yeah, man, but yeah, I mean, that's scary shit, though, growing up. I mean, that's the household I grew up in, man. Like, you know, we didn't talk that much, but I remember that was a true story. Because I remember that. But he used to come home and sit outside the door and cry over the shit.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to do great, and he was. I heard he was the best.
Yeah.
But, you know, he didn't play by the rules.
Mm-mm.
You gotta play by the rules. Get that little silver badge on your chest when all I got is this.
Right.
You see what that is?
Yeah, I know. I know what that is. I know what that is.
That's all I mean.
Right.
That frightens some people.
Right. By the way, back in the day, it wasn't power to the people. It was all power.
All power
to the people. And people left that out later.
Well, that's because they was trying to destroy,
Right.
but
It's all
little
power
known
to
fact,
the
the
people.
Black Panthers were not racist. They were not.
They were not at all.
Black is beautiful, but they were for all power to the people.
Yes, that's true. In fact, they had a lot of support from white people. Huey even said
Marlon Brando.
that. Huey P. Newton
Marlon
said that.
Brando supported the Black Panthers.
Right.
One of the greatest actors of all time.
Yes.
Who
Right.
was a closet homosexual, and we love him for it. But man, I saw the old movies of him when he was running. Dude, that motherfucker was sexy as shit.
Right.
That mother was, but he would be slapping bitches.
Right.
And he'd get on his motorcycle and just drive away. And you feel like that was the most cool.
Okay,
Like he just
you're
looked
right.
good doing it. He was
Yes.
It was before James Dean.
Yes.
Marlon Brando was a fucking superb actor, but he said he stood up there with the Black Panthers and said, "I support the Black Panthers."
Yeah.
Because he said it ain't about. It's about we all together now because
Mhm.
nobody's gonna save us but ourselves.
That's right. Very true.
And now that leads us to, I have never supported drug use. However, I know why people use them. They are escaping a being called Moloch in the great death of humanity and self-destruction.
Well, are you so
Moloch.
sure about that, though? Are you so sure
No,
that people
but
take drugs to escape that?
Well,
Because
what it is it's putting them on a conveyor belt and it's feeding off of
Right.
weakness and
Right.
this self-deprecation.
Yes.
And because we are the children,
Right.
and it lives off your
That's
soul.
So-
And it's very apparent, and I've been seeing a lot of it. And it's getting so visual that, yeah, that's what bothers me.
Right.
Because, man, you have seen a system.
Mhm.
You paid people not to work and everything, but it's eating people alive, literally in the
Yes,
streets.
it is. Yes, it
I
is.
mean, I see it with it is eating people alive. And they put it in your face.
Mhm.
They put it in your fucking face.
Right.
Like I cannot clock. You know what? I know it's weird, and I don't let it get to me. But you clock into a system named Kronos,
Yeah.
knowing what that is.
Yeah, it was the father of Zeus.
Yeah, but
He was
what
the
did he
father of
do?
Zeus. He ate his children. He ate his sons.
And he's a god of time, but
So-
he eats you, and that's
Yes.
what they do.
Right.
But you had to name it that.
But
So
you,
that's telling me they know, and they're doing
Yes.
some fucking weird shit.
but you must
But
understand.
that is the machine.
You must remember why he ate his sons. He ate his sons so that he would have no one to take over his throne.
You know what?
Because the son would take over his throne and kill
Guess
him.
guess who's in the house?
That's what I'm saying.
And guess why they don't like my attitude?
He did it out of fear.
Well, the thing is, I told him, I said, I appreciate
That's right.
the opportunity, but I say, you can stop patting me on the back, because I said, the first day I get my shit started, you can go fuck yourself. But I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
thanks for the opportunity, but I'm out this motherfucker. And I said, when I stop showing up, you'll know I made something else better.
Yeah.
But thank you. I mean, thank you for the opportunity, but there's better things than this shit.
Definitely.
I mean, you gotta,
Yes.
but you gotta work for it, man. I mean, it is. People have dreams,
Yes.
but they never take one step toward them.
I know.
You know, and that's the problem. But they complain about their complacency.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with
They
you?
don't
then?
do anything about
I said,
it.
you ridicule my shit.
Right.
And I'm out there fucking slinging and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and that's what you got to do. But what have you ever done?
Right.
You complain, but you never take a step forward to your dream.
Right.
That is what I found the problem is, and I've done it for years. And now that I'm finally getting a little slice of the pie, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I hate hearing people complain because you never even tried.
It goes back to
you gotta embarrass yourself. You gotta. I mean, it's horrible, but you gotta do that. I mean, that's work.
Yeah.
But it's the work that makes. But
right.
I love it.
Right.
It has a different feeling.
Right.
To it, you know.
But it goes back to what I said about the reason why they're complaining about their complacency and all this stuff is it ultimately goes back to the. Okay. If you don't mind.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Get some. We're gonna get you one too. I gotta get more shit.
It goes back to the brainwashing, yes. Like I said, it's scary when you see young people with a junkie mentality and they're not even doing drugs. Let me tell you. Yes, because it's that same mindset of nobody else cares, so why should I? That's your problem.
No, that's your fucking problem.
You should care.
No, you should care. No, that's the same reason.
Despite
they
all
ask
odds,
me why I do the shit
right?
I do, even though I go out of my way to help people where it hurts me, and they're like, "Why do you do that?" Because I don't want to be like you.
Right. It should be they don't care, so I should care.
Yes, but I don't.
It's the other way around.
I just don't want to be like you.
Right.
Like maybe they wouldn't be in that position if somebody would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Right.
You gotta have love for your fellow man, even if he, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I give money away all the time.
Yes.
And I don't have it.
No.
But you know what? Somebody should have took care of them sooner.
Well, we give anyway.
We give them anyway.
We give anyway.
And trust me, it all works out.
Yes.
But it's scary sometimes. But you know what? That'll come back. The universe will take care of it.
And I mentioned this to my sister, and she does have a point. But I said, I am, by nature, I am self-sacrificing. And she said the only problem with that is people are so willing to use you up and throw you out.
Yeah.
Which she's right.
Yeah. Well,
she's right.
That's where the attitude
But
comes
they're
in.
not my problem.
See,
that's not my problem. That's their problem.
That's why I have the attitude I have.
Yeah.
Like, if you want $5, you're gonna have to fight me for it. Right. But I got it.
Yeah.
I believe in that. Like, come get it, motherfucker.
Right.
And if you're willing to do it, if you I got it.
She has a point.
But the thing is you gotta do what are you gonna do?
There's nothing wrong.
But some people, you just see it in their eyes. They're just give
There
it to
is
them.
nothing wrong
some
with
people,
being.
you can see it in their eyes. They just are lost. And
yes,
you gotta fucking hand it, because what my grandmother said is, they're Christians, but I like to say is like you never know who Jesus is.
No.
Because he approaches you in ways.
Very wise.
And they remember
ways.
that, but I'm telling you that goes back to what I'm saying. I believe in the universe, but that goes along with the same thing. And every religion has this same story, where you're approached by an angel, and it's usually the worst way, and they're testing your faith.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe they speak through certain people?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
so
it's
that's why
you don't ever see it.
You need to listen.
It's people you throw rocks at and shit.
You need to listen carefully.
And say them, go fuck off.
Yeah.
But you need to listen to what they say.
You do.
Because I've sat down with winos and they are so intelligent.
The point is.
And I heard crazy stories.
To complete my thought, because we're getting carried away here.
Yeah, man, it's just wild shit.
There's nothing wrong with me being self-sacrificing. If somebody tries using me, that's their problem. That's not mine.
Yeah.
I just need to work on my mind, and I need to work on my heart, and that's all that matters.
That's all you need.
And when the time comes, I'll know when to sacrifice myself. And like I said, to save someone who's innocent, for instance. That's what my goal is. That's my goal. Right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. That's fine.
You want to hear a crazy fucking news story?
Sure.
Check this out. I was reading this before the show, and I wrote this down. A boy in Florida went to a COVID-swamped ER, but then his appendix bursted
Oh, gee.
while he was there.
Oh. Oh, no.
And it's going down. It's going down in Florida. His appendix busted. He's died on the floor.
Oh, God. No.
And nobody cares.
Oh, no.
And the mother asked the nurse, finally, after waiting so long while her son's shaking on the floor and
Oh,
dying,
no. That's painful.
is anybody going to do something? And she rolled her eyes
Oh,
and just
my
said,
God.
COVID.
Oh, no, 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 no.
So he's in the floor dying, and I said, we COVID.
No, no.
And she
no,
said the lady
no,
rolled her
no.
eyes and just said COVID.
No.
And went back to doing paperwork. And her son's dying on the floor.
No.
Yeah, that's...
No, no,
Dude,
no.
Florida's fucking freaky. I've never seen all that shit, though. I've never gotten sick.
No. Scary.
The only thing I got was heat strokes.
Very scary.
From work, stress, heat strokes.
Yes.
And now the weather changes and I get mucus, which eventually I'll get old enough and I'll die from. Because I have only one good lung.
You're not dying from no reason.
Yeah, but it's going to get worse as I get older. I was told that, and I'm going to die early. But, we'll see about that.
You don't know that.
We'll see.
They don't know that.
We will see about that, because this motherfucker is dick strong. I got enough penis to drag me through the rest of the game.
You're also very healthy.
Well,
And you stay
I'm
active.
healthier than people think.
You stay active too, so there's
Oh,
no
I'm
saying.
very active.
There's no telling.
Lisa, I'm very active. I'm always running. I'm
Right.
fucking wild as shit. We're punk rockers to the end.
You
Till
can't.
the end of time. 1984, baby. Born during a tornado.
Right.
Mama, you can't stop me now.
Right.
And the next story is Gas Station Simulator. Hottest game on the market right now. You inherit a gas station. It's a piece of shit. Yet you build it up and you become a business. And it's a simulator where you work at a gas station.
That's real.
But, I even saw the video. To be
Okay.
honest with you,
Yeah.
I was watching it. Looks pretty good.
Okay.
No, actually, I think it'd be something we would want to. Hey, it looks good. Like it's a piece of shit at the beginning, but the guy that played it said, but then you start getting money and you start doing like mods on cars and your business starts booming.
Right,
But
right.
it's up to you. You got to do the books. Like you're working at a
Right.
gas station.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
But the thing is that's creepy as shit.
Yeah, it is.
But like I like video games where I can shoot somebody or shoot a basketball, like games.
Right.
But everyday life shit.
Yeah.
I worked at gas stations. Let me tell you something. Nothing would make you want to shoot yourself in the fucking head more
Yeah.
than working at a fucking gas station.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how fancy it is.
No.
Fuck that shit for life. I've had to do it a couple of times, but it feels like I'm whoring myself out.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, god damn, dude, I give up. That's why when I go in there, I'm so polite and nice to them people, cause I know what they're going through. Dude, customer service is a bitch. Cause people throw shit at you. It just gets crazy all the time. I got one more, man, and you're gonna like this.
Really? How do you know?
Because it's up your
How
alley,
do
man.
you
You like the
know?
Yakuza, you like Japan, this is a Japanese...
You just read my mind. I was just thinking about it.
No, this is a
I
Japanese
was just
story.
talking about it. Yeah.
Because I did a little research. This is one of the last
Okay.
end thing. They found a bottle washed up on the sea of Hawaii. And they found it. And they thought it was just trash, but they opened it up and there was a letter from 1984.
19.
And it was a class in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a class experiment, and they put these bottles with these notes in the water
Mhm.
in 1984, and they just now found them off the coast. They found one off the coast of Hawaii, and the only thing they asked was let them know when you find it so they can record the date and time and how long it took to get there.
Right.
And
Wow.
they did that, and Japan was really happy.
Yeah.
Like, because that was a real class experiment, and
Yeah.
that's how long it took, and it just happened. It
Wow.
just now arrived on the coast
That's
of Hawaii.
cool. That's
But
really
that
cool.
was a class experiment from 1984.
Really cool.
But that's a nice story.
It is. That's cool.
So they called the school and let them know they got the bottle, and they celebrated. Like, thank you, thank you. We haven't fought since 1981, but you know, the Yakuza, we taking them out.
Now, that's a very nice segue into what I'm about to expound.
All right, man.
This was. Let me explain this because not everyone is familiar with Japanese culture and how the society largely dealt with them for so many years. So, you mentioned a Yakuza boss who was taken into custody.
Yeah, they decapitated
Yes, yes. Well,
and they said it's the end, but that's not how it works.
This was in August when they had taken him into custody before all this. And
that's because he was talking too much.
Yes.
We already know because they're a mom, and that's the mentality.
Mr. Nomura.
Nomura.
No,
yeah. Let me try it. How do you say it?
It would be like Nomura.
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 They don't have an R sound.
Nomura.
It's very light. Nomura.
Nomura.
Nomura sound.
All right.
Sound for Mr. So, Mr. Nomura, he did a lot of no-nos. And here's the thing. Yes, lots of talking. He happened to be a very handsome man, however. The Yakuza have their own magazine. He starred in the magazine You know how Asians age, right?
Oh, great.
They look like babies forever. They always look young.
They look fucking beautiful forever. Then they turn into Ninja Turtles later in life.
But he was very attractive.
They turn into Ninja Turtles. I think that's what the Ninja Turtles actually were just old Asians on skateboards.
The only thing is, I would say, perhaps he was very arrogant. Which arrogance does not go over well in Japanese society. They're very humble. They detest people who are arrogant. They frown upon that. So this man was really throwing his weight around. What happened is he did some really egregious no-nos, and one of them, namely, involved a woman in a salon that he stabbed. He stabbed her because he did not like her service. He didn't like the way she conducted herself.
Yeah, but you really can't go around just stabbing
You can't be doing that. That's right.
Because it's too loud.
Too loud.
You wait until you catch her going home at night, and then you stab her and put her in the garbage can.
And
cut her feet off. And box her up and send her FedEx to her family. That's
him and one other gentleman. They had committed crimes between the 90s, late 90s, and early 2000s, and they committed some murders that were very loud. Yes, they involved people who were predominantly innocent. I mean, they didn't have anything to do with clan dealings whatsoever.
No women, no kids.
Now, to give you a little information about the clan that Nomura came from, the Kudokai. The Kudokai clan is considered one of the most violent of the Yakuza. And they have affiliated clans as well, allies.
Can I stop you there?
Yes.
You want to know a little known secret? That I also know about another clan that was known to be the most violent.
Yes.
And it so happens I derive from a great king and poet from a clan.
A clan family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Graham.
That's right.
My name is actually
Graham
comes from, and it's been passed down.
Grantham.
And we found it, and looking back on the history, because I was telling you about these dreams I
Alexander was another.
And you know what they did? Their enemy. They would rip the skin off their body, and that's what they used to coat their house with. They would murder
their
people
enemy.
and take their enemy's skin and use it as drapery.
Yes.
And God knows what else.
Yes.
But my name I was actually it was the same name as a poet of a king, and when I read about him, he was a poet, he drank a lot and he didn't want anything to do with the kingdom. But he
Yes.
served in one. But he was actually it was very John Wilmot like style where he wanted to separate himself from the family,
Definitely.
and that's why they ended up here
Yes.
with the Crawfords.
With the Crawfords, Alexanders as well was
Yeah,
another
and
clan
Alexander's.
family.
And it's shocking. I don't need a DNA test.
And
but
they,
like I found out so much about my side of the family that I stopped
They immigrated here.
because, but they
Yeah.
were fucking. They when I talk about murder,
And they lived in this region. Yes.
they were
Down
violent as shit.
Yes. Well, going back, we're going on a tangent here, but back to Nomura. He came from a very violent clan to begin with, the Kurokai, and they are known for using hand grenades, machine guns, Molotov cocktails.
Oh yeah.
They're accused of arson. If they don't
That's
even
all-
like you, and they did
Right.
this, they'd burn your fucking house down.
That's what
Dead
I'm
as
saying.
hair,
You gotta
okay?
burn the fucking house
But
down.
here's
That's
the
what I
thing,
tell
that's
people.
very loud.
Burn their house down. They'll never do it again.
Now, in general, as any gang should operate, clans should deal with clan dealings. You shouldn't really
Well-
be messing with.
Well, the thing is,
Innocent
you
people.
really gotta before
what
you
he
do
did.
something like that.
Right.
You kind of want to run it by the other fellas.
You definitely, yes.
Like
you
there's a
sh-
court kind of order, like,
you
and they'll
must.
tell you, no,
Right.
don't do that.
Right.
But you can't just go out and do things
Right.
on your own.
Stabbing
you
a
act-
woman in a salon.
I mean, you might
Things
want
like
to run
that.
it by the fellas before you go do it,
Right.
because it's gonna turn some heads.
I mean, he completely terrified a family of the they had a wedding in place. They
He sounds like
terrified
such a cunt.
this family so
he
bad.
Sounds like such a
They
cunt.
called off the wedding. I talked about this.
I would
yeah.
cut his head off at this
They
point. The
scared
more
him.
you tell me
No,
about
he
it.
scared them so much. I mentioned this to my sister, and what she said, she described him best. She said, he sounds like a real piece of shit. And he was.
Yeah, he does.
He really was.
It did.
He did
No
a lot
wonder.
of no-nos.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody you would cut their head off.
Silly bastard. He was
Because
really
if that's the
silly.
game you're playing, that's what happens to you.
Now,
but like you always gotta run. You always gotta run it by the fellas before you do
That's
some
right.
wild shit. Because they're gonna tell you,
That is
hey,
right.
maybe like Eli tells me, man. I don't use names, but he's like, you want a couple of days? I'm like, you know what? He's right. I'm
It's
gonna
for
take a
your own
couple of
good.
days. Yeah, but you
Right.
know, but that's honesty.
yes.
They,
So-
you know, that's helpful information. Don't take it the wrong way, but if I was gonna do some wild shit, I would let him know before
Right.
I do some wild shit, because
Oh.
he'll be like, "Hey, buddy, don't do that," and I'm like, "Why?" And he'll tell me why. And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're right.
So,
We got another way of doing it."
before we move on, I don't want to dwell on this topic forever, but
What happened to that tasty cake?
the only thing is, what are you talking? What? What the judge decided to do with Nomura is, Judge Adachi. He ruled that Nomura should face the death penalty. Now, the reason he determined the death penalty is this. Normally, it would be reserved for people who do something so heinous, such as serial killings, right?
That's what
It would be right. That's right. It would be reserved for them. Normally, they would not try Nomura, and with such a severe penalty. However, he behaved like a serial killer, so he should be tried as a serial killer.
What the fuck he is?
That's right, because this was completely outside of clan behavior.
Well, there's
He was.
rules.
That's right. You don't just inflict harm on innocent people at random.
No,
That's
they
what he was
still have
doing.
standards.
That's right. The mafia in this country has standards. No women, no
Well,
children.
it's old country
right?
shit, but they broke
Don't harm
rules
them.
they shouldn't have broke.
That's right.
And I
It was
mean,
despicable.
yeah, because now everybody's hearing about
So
it.
that
you
is
don't want,
why.
You don't want nobody to know.
And he had 91 witnesses. He had between the years of the
What?
90s, late 90s and early 2000s.
I don't have that many
He
witnesses.
had 91 people on
And
trial.
I've burned down 2
It was
houses.
crazy. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but no, that was a lot of people that stood trial. Now,
I feel so bad right now.
That is why.
I would wish I
Right.
could rewind
But
that
that
and
is-
take that back. But it's been so long
Okay,
ago.
now listen.
I was a child.
Okay,
I
wait.
was crazy.
Nobody even heard it. So anyway, the only this is why the citizens of Japan largely said,
Nobody
"Fuck
was
that
ever-
guy. Fuck that
Nobody
guy.
was in the house.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here," is what Japan said. And that's why the future of the Yakuza is very uncertain now because of what Nomura did and they caught him.
You know what they need? A new leader.
So-
You know who I think that should be?
No. You know why that wouldn't work? Because...
You don't think they would like
No,
me?
because
I want to be the White Dragon.
Mr. I
It
know...
was that movie on Netflix where they let that one white boy in.
No.
You say that shit wouldn't work?
No, simply because many Yakuza are of the ultra-nationalist persuasion. That means they do not like outside influence.
Well, I got a new
Yeah.
party for them.
They
No,
detest
what?
outside influence.
But you think after a cup of coffee they would just listen to me?
No, but here's what...
They would just like
you
give
should-
me. I'd be
here's
like,
what-
just give me a meet and greet. But I
Right.
want a triple
Well,
espresso
anyway.
before I walk in there.
Anyway.
And I wear my
No,
fucking jacket
no.
with a tiger on it
No.
and my finest wares, my wingtips.
No.
Like this, I walk in there
Nope.
like
No.
I have an opportunity for you.
They don't
And I got my
want
samurai sword with me.
to hear that.
And I put my blade on
They
the
don't want
table.
anything to do
And I
with
dare
you.
anybody to get up because we'll start this shit off
They
right
want
now.
nothing to do with you.
Oh, that's not like that. You don't think that was not like that. I just dropped my
Gaijin.
samurai sword on the table from my bedroom that I sleep with every night. And I say, we got business.
You are a gaijin. And that's a derogatory...
dog.
No, it's a derogatory term, but that... For a foreigner.
Yeah, well,
Gaijin.
they missing out on a great
Gaijin.
opportunity. That's all
Okay,
I'm
now
saying.
anyway, and that's awful. You shouldn't say that to someone. Don't say gaijin.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
That's derogatory.
Fuck you. Don't that way. Don't say it.
So, let me expound why Japan has tolerated, because they have tolerated the Yakuza for so many years. They didn't accept them, they just
They're in
tolerated them.
Hollywood. Direct a movie.
That's because the Yakuza actually have a strong foothold in Japanese society. They control popular media. They even
Government.
hold seats in government. They control so much of Japanese society. You,
But they don't. That's
Would
why.
never
That's
believe
why
it.
that motherfucker got killed because you don't ever hear about it.
that's right. You don't
Because
hear about
it's
it.
silence. You don't talk
Stay on the
about it.
DL. Yeah.
But when you, like I said, when you fucking making some noise,
Now,
you're gonna get popped.
this goes back to the ultranationalist
But they're some of the best at it.
persuasion.
That's how Bruce Lee got killed.
Now, yes. Now, they have a strong sense of tradition and heritage in Japanese culture. And so, for many years,
I'm going up there.
they
That's why
tolerated-
we training you to speak Japanese because
They-
I'm gonna need somebody to translate.
Mister, you're being very... Okay. Let me finish this so we can move on. I should already be done by now. So, all right. You keep distracting me in my train of thought, and
sorry,
it's
I'm
not...
having fun,
Okay,
man.
I'm having a little bit of water
I'm
here.
having fun, man.
So am I. I'm just trying to get this out. Okay. So, they have respect. Even though they do not like the Yakuza, Japan has largely had respect, and the way they respect them is this. Look, they don't like them, but they said, okay, you do your thing as long as you leave us alone.
They come
Okay.
from the samurai
Yes, they do.
and the shogun.
They
But
they descended
that's
from...
so ancient. But,
That's
But they
right.
have this mentality and
Right.
philosophy in life. I mean, I know they're killers, but they have a certain philosophy, and if you don't follow
they
it,
did, though.
if you don't follow it, you're dead.
They descended from the samurai. yes, they
Yeah,
did.
I mean, there's something impressive about them because they run shit. But yeah, they're strict,
Right.
but they're crazy.
So when the feudal system ended, and the
I
samurai
got a Yakuza blade.
And
You
the-
got me. It was
yes,
crazy
and
expensive.
the samurai dispersed, they no longer had a lord anymore. There's no system and no order. And so many of them, that was their military class. The samurai was the military class of Japan. They dispersed, and they were largely on their own, which is where you get the term ronin. A ronin is a wandering samurai who has no lord whatsoever. They answer to no one. So they're almost outlaws at that point.
They're poets, and their poetry is beautiful.
They were. And some of them became ruffians, like the Yakuza. And they resorted to gambling and peddling.
The thing is what I love about the old samurai and the Japanese. And now the samurais and the shoguns, they were beautiful poets.
Yes.
And you're right, they lived by their own god in their own way, and it was by the sword.
They developed the haiku.
But their fucking poetry changed my life.
The haiku is approximately a 3-line poem. 3 lines.
But they could put, but what they did is they put so much in so little words.
That is talent.
Bro, but I mean, you're talking about a killer. Like, you know, this mug's sitting around. If somebody walked up with another sword and pulled it, there has to be blood.
That's right. It's actually offensive to pull your sword.
No, if you pull your sword, there's gonna be blood. But the thing is, but these were the most peaceful men, and they've killed so many people.
Yes.
But that mentality, but they use poetry to cope with it, and they just said, and they in the nature, the flowers. I love their philosophy so much. That's why I like the Wu-Tang.
I love it.
That's why I like the Wu-Tang Clan so much, is because they adapt that mentality into their music, and that shit is nice.
So
because, you know, it really gets you, like, you gotta think, what's that like, living that lifestyle?
Yes.
Knowing that you could die any day, and you gotta be ready to fight, but you still that cool.
Right. I mean, Japan had tolerated the Yakuza for so long, and the deal was this: the law enforcement would not get involved with them whatsoever, as long as if they left their shit. You do your thing, but leave us alone. Leave the civilians alone. Leave the innocent people alone.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
But no,
but when you start doing
that, he did some
he fucked up.
And
he definitely
and that's
did.
when Japan said, "Fuck you, we had enough." That's when they crossed the line.
You know, he was the head then, and they said that's the end. But that's not the end.
Right. Now.
But he just had to get out of town. There's always an
outside of some establishments across Japan, they would have signs occasionally that read no tattooed persons allowed. Actually, they wouldn't even let certain people into the country if they were tattooed. They were doing that for a long time as well.
That's why they wear the suits all the way to the coat.
That's right, to hide the tattoos.
But when they fucking tear that shit off, they just fucking look like a dragon.
Yeah, they have like full back pieces and everything.
Dude,
crazy.
Dude, if I got that, you think they'll let me in?
No. You're not Japanese.
Man, they won't let me in.
You're not Japanese.
Hey, if you're watching.
If you're watching.
And then the Yakuza. I'll give you my phone number later. I'm telling you, the White Dragon. I'm telling you, I can use nunchucks. I have
let
skills.
Me tell you
I know how to use a sword. I know how to use throwing stars. I know 5 different ways of martial arts. I can fight.
What they would admire is your tolerance for pain.
Oh no,
they would really admire
I don't feel pain.
Yes. That's why.
And I don't take disrespect. I'll be out there fucking in the streets just doing it.
The more hardcore.
And they won't even see it coming.
The more hardcore members of the Yakuza will actually get their tattoos via a bamboo.
Their nutsack?
No, it's a bamboo sliver.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
And it is painful.
Oh yeah, you want to see something that's
painful? It is
painful?
more painful than the way you get tattoos now.
You want to know what's painful?
Yeah.
I can't.
That's scary.
But you know, I carved my own tattoo with a hot knife off a stove in my arm.
No joke.
And didn't glint. I set it on the stove and I have a hole, and I carved it in, and just wrapped it up and just poured peroxide on it every day.
Yep.
But then I got in some trouble with the law, and when they looked at it, it was like, Jesus Christ, son.
Right.
And they took me to the hospital, and it was like, who did this to you? And I said, me.
Right.
and they thought I was insane.
Oh yeah, they would. They would.
But I had to
Very
do it.
scary.
No, I wouldn't. Dude, I was like, fuck it, fuck a tattoo.
Yes. They love
But,
that. Having
yeah.
a high tolerance for pain. The Yakuza, they pride themselves on that. If the more pain you can tolerate, the better, because it's almost close to godliness to them. Which is interesting because there is a fair amount of spiritualism in the Yakuza philosophy as well, because they follow the Shintoism, which is the native religion of Japan, which is it's a worship of the gods and the spirits of nature.
Oh yeah, they
yes.
tried to kill them off first.
I know.
I know. Tragedy.
But the way you're initiated into the clan, it's a Shinto ritual. Yeah, they take you to a temple and everything, and you have to make an offering and all that. That's how they used to do it anyway. But that's that.
You would do that before you go to war in case you died.
Yes.
You want to go and get on your knees and make an offering.
That's right.
To the gods.
That's what they did.
In case you die. You're asking for their protection.
That's right.
And if it does, if it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
But I respect that so much.
I do too, and I actually
feel
respect.
Like that's how I feel when I do push-ups in the morning before I go to work. I'm torturing myself because for some reason my stress goes away.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing myself into the world.
That makes sense.
But it's almost like a prayer. I have to get down on my knees, and it's almost like a prayer.
So yeah, not to sound so serious about this, but whenever it pertains to Japanese culture, I have a lot of respect, and I want to make sure I come correct, and I'm not saying anything wrong. Right? Yeah, I always want to come correct because I have a lot of respect because it is a culture based on respect. So you need to come correct.
I love them, man. I always loved them. Even before I met you, I loved Japanese.
I
everything.
know.
They make the best shit.
Right. And like I said, being someone who has such a strong affinity for that culture, I want to be as correct as possible because I don't want to. They
are really great.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything embarrassing.
What you got up in that notebook?
I do. I do have a game, but I don't know if you want to do the game.
You don't know if I'm.
We're at 47 minutes. You want to do the game?
Pull the game out. Then.
I got it. I have it. Right here.
Yeah, you know I like the game. Let's do that shit.
So I kind of strayed away from the narrative type game that I've been doing. I'll go back to it, but I just kind of wanted to go back to the old school way I did this. Somewhat. So here we are. The title is What You See in the Woods. So this is where you're at right now. You can picture yourself in an alternate reality or whatever. You like to daydream, so this should come easily. You're in the woods. You have to pick a number between 1 through 4, and I'll tell you what you see in the woods.
4.
A buck. You see a buck. Not to be mistaken with paper money. We're talking about the animal, the deer. You see a buck. So, it says taking chances is not something you are wholly adverse to. It has in many instances served you well, but often at a startling cost. When you look around yourself and wonder why everyone left, it's because you walk the path of a warrior. It does get lonely at times, but perhaps you're built for this lifestyle. You can keep taking chances and see where it leads you, or you can listen to everybody else and risk losing your way. Warriors often travel alone. It is a lonely path, that's true, but that's what you picked. You picked
and it
the
goes
buck.
with the song I started with.
Yeah, it does. But when you saw the buck, that is what it reminded you of. That's the first thing that came to mind.
That is tremendous.
Okay. So,
Well,
do you want to know the other options before we move on?
Let's do it, man. Let's get into it.
1, if you picked 1, it's crows. You see crows overhead. Stagnation is the first thought that comes to your mind, but it took these birds to deliver the message you needed. There is, or at least was, too much stagnation in your day-to-day life. Open up the doors to new experience, or watch your demons manifest before your eyes. Sounds about right. Okay. So that would be 1. And if you picked 2, squirrels. Okay. Conflicting views are what often beset you, leaving the terrible notion that you are in constant war. It's a matter of steering in the direction you see clearest. What you want to see, as opposed to what you do see, are called into question here. Follow the path you see the best, or lose your focus and stumble into uncertainty. That's if you pick the squirrels. And 3, Mister, what did you drop?
Lost a nut.
Okay.
Alright, I got it.
Okay.
There's the almond.
3 would be vulture. We saw vulture. Observation is your strongest suit. What those around you do not see, you catch every time. At times, you will grow eager to leap into situations you're ill-equipped to handle. It will get pernicious, but perhaps you should go straight into them, or waste away wondering. There you go.
I'll waste away.
That's the choice is yours. Now,
I like that idea.
but you picked 4. You picked the buck, and that is all about taking chances. It says it's something you're not adverse to. Often comes at a startling cost. And you are a loner. A warrior life is very lonely. So, there you go. Now, what does it say? Yes.
Carlos Castaneda.
Now, here is what you would have to pick next. You gotta pick something else next.
Alright, let's do this.
So I gotta move on.
No, lay it on me. I want you to lay it on me.
Okay, so this is what you pick up in the woods. When you're in the woods, you see an animal. Now you pick up something, but you have to pick a number between 1 through 4 to determine what you pick up in the woods.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay, a red button.
Oh shit!
It's a red button.
Thought it was
Where
a
are
red
you going?
No. Tell me about the red button.
The red button. Tell me about the red button.
Yeah.
You just took me straight back to Fear and Loathing.
Tell
Fear
me
and
about
Loathing
the
in
red
Las
button.
Vegas, where he says, "Tell me about the golf shoes." Remember? Tell me about the red button.
Tell me about the
Okay.
red button. I gotta know.
So, the red button.
It's hot shit. I gotta hear it.
The red button you find
Yeah.
must have belonged to a sweater at one time. It reminds you of a lost love. The first thing that came to mind. It's possible that you had the habit of rushing into relationships. It's easy to fall madly in love, but you can either follow your impulses or take a much-needed step back to assess the whole picture first. Okay?
That's romance.
It is. Yeah, it's really hot. It's really hot. Okay,
So,
now,
what do you need from me?
what do I need from you?
That's romantic.
It sounds like you are a romantic and you are a warrior.
Well, next question.
Next question.
That's pretty nice. Thank you.
It is really nice.
It's getting, dude, it's getting
I
sexy.
have more
I'm starting to get, I don't
I have
know.
more to add. Okay.
This is like Viagra
Do you
by
want-
word.
do
You
you
know what I'm saying?
wanna
It's just getting
know?
pretty, you know.
Do you want to know the other things you could have picked up in
Yeah,
the woods?
let's hear
Anything
about
else? A dildo?
I
No.
bet they
A
greasy.
dildo? No. One.
Greasy.
Broken bottles.
That sounds about right.
They remind you of how much time you've wasted. as you pick up each piece of these broken beer bottles, it almost becomes damn near laughable when you consider that your life can be summed up so simply. If your life and your time spent here is found inside a bottle, what are the possibilities outside of it? You can keep swimming in beer, or dump it all out and see where it takes you. But you didn't pick
that.
Yeah, but you didn't
No,
pick
but
it.
I didn't pick that because that's not my style. But
I know.
I don't drink out of a bottle.
Yeah.
I only drink out of cans.
Yeah. Okay, now 3. If you picked 3, you picked
But the thing is,
three.
that was very well written, though. I want to let you know. I like that.
Right.
I like that. That was really nice.
That's hot, yeah. 3 is a horseshoe. Horseshoe. This horseshoe resonates with you simply because it reminds you of all your travels. It was the best decision you could have possibly made to travel on your own, alone. But not all of your travels will be so pleasant. You can be careful where you tread going forward, or keep blindly wandering about. So that would be if you picked 3.
That's tremendous.
And then 4 is a muddy rope. It's
a muddy rope?
A muddy rope in the woods.
What the fuck?
Sticking out of the ground.
Now you're scared, man.
Yeah. It says, just as you fell on your butt trying to pull at this muddy rope in the ground, you're bound to experience unexpected changes. They can be met with laughter and positivity, or they can be met with disappointment and resentment. So this is all about how you react to unexpected changes. That's if you pick the muddy rope, but you didn't pick that. You picked the red button.
Yeah, I picked the red button.
The red button.
Goddamn right.
In the path of the warrior.
Yeah,
the
but
book.
you know.
So there you go.
I don't need all that drama.
Yeah, you don't. Who needs that? Who needs all that?
I don't want all that shit.
Now,
how are you looking now?
You did not match up with any of these combinations.
Why?
There are certain combinations you could have matched up with.
What the fuck did I match
You
up with?
picked, the animal you picked was the buck, and the object that you found was the red button.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't follow any of these combinations.
Well, that's your fault.
But no, it's not. This is all by chance. You had the chance of falling into any one of these combinations, but you didn't.
I don't get a chance at anything.
No, these are just unique possibilities. So if you had picked, so here's the thing, if you had picked the squirrels in the red button, because there's the squirrels too.
I'm really confused, right?
It's okay. You just didn't.
Okay, just tell me about it.
You picked the red button, but you didn't pick the squirrels. It says squirrels and red button, which represent conflicting views and lost love, mean that you will encounter a lot of doubts surrounding love if you chose both of them. So it's probably best you didn't pick those two. It's probably better you went with the buck instead of the squirrels and the red button. Now, if you went with the crows and I know it's a trick.
I'm hanging on.
Okay.
Keep on.
Now, if you picked the crows and the broken bottles, okay? It says the crows and broken bottles, which represent stagnation and wasted time, are more likely to be confronted successfully if you chose both of them.
You don't say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it, right. And then, because a lot of this is symbolism and meaning.
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing
now,
it. And it's hitting me really hard.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. Just keep it coming.
If you had picked the vulture and the horseshoe, it says, which represent observation and discipline, denote the potential for illusory thinking, because you will undoubtedly want to act on much of your observations, leading you to jump to conclusions before taking a step back to assess the bigger picture. If you chose both of them. Yeah, that's what it's basically saying, is that you're subject to illusion or delusional thinking because you want to act on your observations. You jump to conclusions before thinking about them. That kind of, yeah. That's a little erratic. So, but you didn't pick that. You didn't pick that.
Okay.
Now, if you had picked the buck and the muddy rope, but you didn't pick that. You picked the buck and the red button. So.
Yeah, so...
The buck and the muddy rope, which represent taking chances and unexpected changes, mean that you're in for an intense internal transformation if you chose both of them. But you didn't pick them. You did. You chose to be a warrior and a hopeless romantic.
There's no father to my style.
That's pretty hot.
I love that phrase, and I got it from the Method Man.
Yep.
When he talked about old
Now.
dirty bastard.
Oh!
I love that sound because there is no father to his style.
This is gonna get
and
fun. Wait a second.
I like that because that's how I feel, man.
Wait, one second.
We really are getting influence from Wu-Tang Clan, and I love it. But, I like that idea.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on?
This is part of the game. Wait a second. It's part of the game.
Okay.
Part of the game. All right. You have to
Is that onions?
You have to pick your card. Pick a card and get a color. That's what you have to do.
You want me to guess it?
You have to pick a card and
4 of hearts.
I have 4 cards here. Now I don't have a 4 of hearts now.
But you got 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
What about an ace of spades?
Nope.
Well then, go fuck your mom.
Do you want to pick one of these cards? You want to just pick one? So you don't want to get it.
I'm not touching no cards, man.
Why?
I feel like I'm in dark waters already. I'm not playing card games.
Okay, so you don't want to just grab one? You can just grab one. Just grab one. That's all. Just grab one. There's 4. Just pick whatever. Pick whatever. It's not a big deal. What did you get?
2 of spades.
2 of spade. Okay. You got the 2 of spade. You picked blue. You pick a card, you get a color. You got blue. Now, if you got, there was an 8 of spade, which was yellow, a king of hearts, which was pink, and a 5 of diamond, which was red. But you got the 2 of spade, which is blue, which I think is ironic because that's your color. You like blue. And that represents expression. Yellow was worry, pink was care, red was aggression, and blue is expression. So there you go. You want to know about it? About your color? Thank you.
Do I want to know?
You want to know about your color?
Yeah, let me know about it.
Blue.
Yeah, we've gone so far.
How you express yourself will make or break you. So blue is what will help you express yourself sincerely. Few people will hear you if you show any sign of doubt. That means you got to be strong. And you got to know exactly what you're saying. And mean exactly what you're saying.
They don't like it very much.
If you have any doubt in your words,
well, they don't like it very
they won't listen.
fuck.
So, that's the... Do you want to know what the other colors mean if you're interested? Mister?
Yeah.
Misty.
Why not?
Okay. If you picked yellow, it says, you worry outside of your personal relationships, so this is the color you need to hang on to, rather than avoid if you want to stop disassociating with those you love the most. Mister. That's if you picked yellow. If you picked pink, it says, it's imperative you stick to what you care about the most in life. You will grow very agitated and dissatisfied with anything outside of that. It may sound gay, but pink is the color for you. That's if you picked the King of Hearts and you got pink. And then red.
Red. What's up?
If you picked red, Aggression can be a positive or a negative. It is all in how you use it. Red will respond to you warmly or agitatingly, so consider your intentions. That sounds about right, because red can swing one of both ways.
It's passion.
It is. So what you do with
But,
it, yeah.
you know, passion can
Yeah,
be dangerous.
it can.
You know? It can be dangerous, but it's loving, but it can be dangerous.
That's right. So that's all about your intention.
That's the thing about love and passion, is that shit can swing
very fast.
Very fast.
Very
Man, I
fast.
found that out as a young man. That's why I learned, like, you gotta take time to love.
Yes, you do. You really
because
do.
you
You're
get
very
that
patient.
passion.
Very patient.
No, I don't want passion. I want love.
That's right.
Because passion's dangerous.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Woo.
it is.
Man, let me tell you.
Be patient. Now, do you want to pick a lucky number?
Oh, yeah.
I have a set of numbers, 4 numbers, and you have to pick a number between 1 through 4 to get a number.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go with 3.
3. Why did it? Okay. How did I know you were going to pick that? I don't know why, but I saw 3. Okay. 66 would be your number. That's your lucky number, 66. Something is hidden in a basement that you need to find as soon as possible. That's what it says.
It feels like my life.
I don't know why,
It
but
feels
that's what
like
it
my
says.
life. I feel like I'm always looking for shit.
It
You
says,
know me. I'm always looking. Like, God damn it, where is...
in parentheses, it says, let the universe guide you forward. Underneath that. Let the universe guide you forward.
It's cool.
So something is hidden in a basement that you need to find as soon as possible. Very bizarre, but there you go. And your lucky number is 66. Do you want to know about the other numbers?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. If you picked 1, you got 23. 23 says you have a very special girl waiting for you. And it says in parentheses, focus.
What she look like?
Focus on self-fulfillment. Okay? That's nice. 2.
What she look
I
like?
don't know. And then 2. 15. If you picked 15, you have an intense aversion for time. You are detached. And then it says in parentheses, your thoughts are geared toward change. So you're just detached. That would be if you pick 15, you just said fuck time. I'm in my own twilight zone. Okay? That's 15.
You know what? That sounds low.
And then 4.
But that also gets you in the nursing home.
Yes, it does. And then 4.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
You in the
Wow.
nursing home. I mean, you can do that, but you're going to be shitting
I
and
agree.
pissing in a bedpan and somebody smacking you in the face and beating you and fucking you and raping
Okay,
you
all right.
until you
Yeah,
die.
okay,
And
honey.
you don't know
Okay,
where
we
you're...
get it. We get it. We all get it. 4 is 8. If you picked 8, the number for infinity, it says, Psalm 35 is what you must read.
Oh, I already know it.
It is
I know what that.
David's prayer for deliverance from enemies.
I know.
And it says in parentheses, your hard work and efforts will pay off very soon.
Yeah,
And yeah,
but-
it is worth it to read Psalm 35.
Well,
That is intense. Yes.
I mean, I know I'm tired. I know I'm weary.
Just like him. Just like
But-
David in the Bible. Yeah.
But like I said,
Right.
after tonight, you know, I'm just gonna kick it. We're gonna watch stupid movies and shit. We got the
Great.
Hulu. We're gonna watch the Wu-Tang Clan
Yeah.
series, and just eat fucking sandwiches and good shit and feast and
Mhm.
watch stupid shit, man, and just relax.
Right.
No writing.
Do it.
No writing. I'm not me anyway. You always a machine.
What? What?
But I never get no time to myself, you know. But I like working on the music and all. But
Right.
I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
And I told him I'd take 2 days, but I really gotta take 2 days.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't want to be working on and staying up
Mhm.
all night, getting fucked up and working on all. I would love to,
Mhm.
but I really gotta be at work too, because that's what the money moves this shit.
Yeah.
So
Provides all
I,
of
you know,
it.
so I
Right.
got vacation time, gotta take it,
Mhm.
but I really gotta take it.
Yes,
That
you
way,
do.
I can come back strong.
Yes.
Because they really put up with me and they're good to me. So
Mhm.
I hate them, but they've been good to me.
Mhm.
You know. So fuck it. That pays for all this shit, the equipment, everything.
Right.
And I want to do more.
Yeah, so do I. I get excited. I really do. And I have really strange pursuits. I love studying weird things like criminal organizations, organized crime. I study serial killers. I study all kinds of weird shit. But people look at you weird. I have gotten weird
Yeah,
looks before
it gets weird.
when I tell them I study those
Well,
things, but the only
now I
reason,
feel like I've been
yeah,
kind of dropping some pamphlets
right,
around, and
yeah,
I don't know. Like I notice everybody just like I feel like a freak,
yeah, but you're
but I
not,
don't give a fuck. They need it.
right.
You gotta have it.
Well, the freaks and the weirdos are the ones I like to study because, well, really, it was just born from my empathy. I try to empathize with everyone, and even if I can't empathize with you, I still try to understand you. So that's where that came from. That's why I like to study things like organized crime, serial killings, things like that, because I want to understand why people do those things. And really, it's not a it's not an unusual pursuit if you think about it, because perhaps if you understand why people commit crimes like that, then maybe you can catch that behavior early
Well,
in people and prevent it, or maybe
well,
even
but
stop someone in the
as
act, right?
as one as the Night Stalker
Mhm.
said they're killing people and they call them serial killers. But what's the government doing every day?
Overseas, yeah.
He said it's the same
Like in
thing.
Vietnam or
War,
any of those
but
wars,
you're
right?
allowed to kill people there, but you're not allowed to kill
Yeah,
people.
like that's okay. That's what
No,
he's
but
saying.
what's the difference?
What is the difference? How is that okay?
Now,
And he was right.
Now, that's a very good point.
Very smart. He was very smart.
I mean, tell me, what is the difference?
There is no difference. There is no difference. None.
Why
It is
can't
not
he
right.
kill just
Right.
because somebody said he didn't
That's
have a
right.
license to kill?
In general, it is never right to take someone's life. You should never have to do that. Sometimes people have to. In situations where maybe somebody breaks into your home or tries to hurt someone you love and they're trying to hurt.
As long as nobody breaks into my home, I won't never fucking harm a hand.
But even then,
But
it's unfortunate.
When you step into my house, you go.
Even then, it's unfortunate. You should never take somebody's life. You don't have the right to do that. No one does.
You don't want to.
No. That's the one thing. And going back to the Japanese philosophy, that is the thing that the samurai were taught, is that in general you should never take a life unless you have to. So it's, that comes from what? Having respect for all life. You need to have respect for life. So it's just, I don't know. It changes you forever. It does. You kill someone, it changes you forever.
What?
So anyway, let's get out of this negative stuff. We're at 1 hour and 13 minutes.
You wanna? What can I do?
Want to play piano piece?
You wanna?
Do you?
Piece?
Yeah.
All right, man. Watch out.
It's up to you.
I do a little.
You doing the wiggle? What you wiggling?
Wiggle.
You're wiggling the tape.
How you like my shoes?